Do the data in the table support the author's proposed pairing of bases in DNA? Well, first we got to figure out what the author's proposed pairing of bases in DNA are. So the author says that, first of all, a purine must go with a pyrimidine. And it goes even further. Basically in lines 32, it says, or let's read that entire paragraph starting on 31. It says, we believe that the bases will present almost entirely in their most probable forms. If this is true, the conditions for forming hydrogen bonds are more restrictive, and the only pairs of bases possible are adenine and thymine, and guanine and cytosine. Adenine, for example, can occur on either chain, but when it does, its partner on the other chain must always be thymine. So basically what it's saying is adenine and thymine always go together, and guanine and cytosine always go together. So if we look at our chart, and you kind of look at the percentages of adenine and thymine, because those are the ones that are supposed to go together, they generally are the same, right? So like if you look at maize, adenine is 26.8 and thymine is 27.2. Pretty close. Octopus, 33.2 compared to 31.6 thymine. Also pretty close. Chicken, adenine, 28%. Thymine, 28.4%. So pretty close. So yes, it looks as though adenine is pairing with thymine. And if we look at guanine and cytosine, we see the same thing, right? In maize, guanine to cytosine, 22.8 to 23.2. Pretty close. Octopus, guanine is 17.6, cytosine is 17.6. Chicken, guanine is 22, cytosine is 21.6. So as we're seeing, the percentages of adenine and thymine are pretty close, and the ones of guanine and cytosine are pretty close. So yeah, that seems to support the idea of how these pairs are supposed to be paired together. So I would go with either A or B. Yes, it is supported. Now let's look at the reasoning. A says, yes, because for each given organism, the percentage of adenine is closest to the percentage of thymine, and the percentage of guanine is closest to the percentage of cytosine. That seems right on, right? That's what we were looking at. B, yes, because for each organism, the percentage of adenine is closest to the percentage of guanine, and the percentage of cytosine is closest to the percentage of thymine. Yeah, that's not really it, right? Because those aren't the ones that are supposed to be paired together. So, I think the best answer here is A. Now, as a side note, if you weren't really sure what you were supposed to be looking at, you can kind of use the answer choices to figure it out, right? So you can go to the table and see, is the percentage of adenine closest to thymine, right? From answer choice A, right? Because that's what they're saying. And if it is, A could be a contender, right? So you might not even really understand what's going on with the base pairings, but you can still use the answer choice to try to get to a final answer.